forecast first from KARK4, your weather authority.
Well, no sooner didn't we see temperatures warming up into the 40s in most places in Arkansas. Yet another Arctic blast is headed into the state, already moving through north-central parts of Arkansas. It'll be drifting, or should I say blasting overnight tonight all the way through the state. By tomorrow morning, we're looking for upper teens to low 20s in northern Arkansas and mid-20s to around 30. That's on the thermometer. When you factor in those strong winds, wind chill readings are going to be down in the single digits, just above zero across northern Arkansas, and generally in the low to mid-teens elsewhere. Bundle up. It is going to be a cold day before Thanksgiving. Your forecast first for Little Rock. Skies becoming clear. Breeze is picking up. By morning, here in Little Rock, we'll be down to 24 degrees. KARK4 News at 6 starts now.
Now, from the station you count on for local news that matters. This is KARK4 News at 6.
I think it'll be sad for the neighborhood. We have a lot of parties here, and it's good for the neighborhood.
I think it's a good thing for the fans and the students in Fayetteville.
Razorback games cut in the Rock down to 1, prompting mixed reaction from a lot of fans. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. I'm Bob Clausen. Ashley is on assignment. We will catch up with her in just a few minutes. But first, your chance to see the Razorbacks play in Little Rock just got cut in half. KARK4's David Goins has more on the decision to go to one game a year at War Memorial. David, where'd it come from?
Well, Bob, U of A Athletic Director Jeff Long says this gives the university more flexibility going forward for schedules that he says in the coming years will get more complex. That includes potential earlier SEC games starting next year and possibly in a couple years additional SEC games. Jeff Long says that left him struggling to find 2 War Memorial dates for next year in Little Rock without having the Hogs off campus in Fayetteville for up to 4 to 5 weeks at a time, a situation he wanted to avoid. Couple that with the fact that the War Memorial Stadium Commission here wants to have the Hogs in Little Rock beyond 2016, and we reached today's agreement. Instead of 6 games over 3 years, we'll have 5 games stretching over 5 years.
This is really not about the fans in Little Rock. It's really about making a decision that's in the best interest of the football program.
But Jeff Long did say he was characterized it as troublesome, the amount of fans that showed up for Saturday's game against Mississippi State, though he said the fans that were here did remain very passionate towards the team. One wrinkle that we haven't seen before, Bob, the Georgia Bulldogs will be that SEC team coming to Little Rock for the very first time, October of 2014. Live outside War Memorial Stadium, David Goins, KARK4 News.
All right, David, thanks very much. The news spread quickly through the streets around War Memorial. While it's been just 2 Saturdays a year, those dates have been weekends, and many Hog fans and even businesses looking forward to those weekends all year long. For more on Central Arkansas's reaction, we go back out to War Memorial. Josh Berry joining us now with a look at this side of the story. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, Bob, and of course it's a given that with one less day of tailgating, good times, and a chance to see the Hogs play in Central Arkansas, many of the fans, at least in this area, are bummed out. But you know, it extends far beyond that, because with one less day, business around here is getting cut in half.
We get a lot of traffic.
Living on the corner of Van Buren and Lee in Little Rock, Melanie Chapin-Kreitz can see War Memorial from her front yard. During game day on Saturdays when the Arkansas Razorbacks are in town, business is good.
We fill up our yard.
Melanie fits about 20 cars at $20 a piece.
We make enough money to pay for a lot of repairs to our house.
But that's now a source of revenue that's getting cut in half. Melanie isn't the only homeowner who's not a fan of calling the Hogs to Little Rock once rather than twice a year.
I think it'll be sad for the neighborhood. We have a lot of parties here. It's good for the neighborhood. We like having the life and the action going on here.
They're disappointed.
The Hogs game day in Little Rock is everything at this store on University. I mean, it's in the name.
My managers are disappointed, but they understand that this is a business decision that the university has done. I just think it's not a very good one on the university's part, and we're all sad.
Regina Green manages Hogman's Game Day Superstore.
It makes me sad.
And the news Tuesday is like eliminating Black Friday.
We're going to lay off some manpowers.
And Green thinks the effects won't be limited to just her store.
Withdrawing one game is going to hurt the Central Arkansas area.
But of course, there's two sides to every story. Up and down Markham, I spoke with some businesses today that say on the days when the Hogs are in town, they just don't open just because their customers can't get back and forth. These streets and these parking lots are packed. So with one less day of the Hogs coming in town, that'll be one more day these businesses can stay open. We're live in Little Rock. Josh Berry, KARK 4 News.
All right, Josh, thanks very much. And taking a look ahead now at the 2014 Razorback football schedule, it has been released. Taking a look at some of the dates here. The very first game of the season, August 30th against Auburn, and former Hog offensive coordinator turned Auburn head coach Gus Malzahn. Again, the game in Little Rock, that'll be against the Georgia Bulldogs. That's scheduled to be October 18th. And the Razorbacks round out the season with a couple of heavy-hitting games against LSU, Ole Miss, and Missouri. KARK 4 News and our Razorback Nation team plan to keep you up to date with continuing coverage on this story throughout the evening and as long as it takes to get things ironed out for everybody. In other news today, a morning bank robbery has the bank itself issuing a $10,000 reward to help find the person behind today's robbery. It happened at the U.S. Bank on Markham in Little Rock. Take a look at some surveillance photos released right here. Pretty good picture of this guy. This is the man police are looking for. If you have any information on who this man may be, any at all, you're being asked to contact police. Keep in mind a reward is out there. When it comes to education, the new year will bring about big changes for the GED. The test, which is equal to a high school diploma, will not only measure academic skills, but weigh a person's career and college readiness. KARK 4's Dustin Barnes shows us why testing centers are seeing test takers coming in droves.
The focus is on for these folks as they prepare for perhaps one of the biggest tests of their lives. They're practicing for the General Educational Development Exam, or GED.
I can't get a job unless I have a GED.
53-year-old Alfredo Charo says he's been wanting to get his GED for more than 10 years. He's finally taking it after realizing he can't get a job without it.
I keep studying and studying and studying, and I'm trying my best, you know, to get it all stuck in there.
And he came just in time before the format of that test changes after 11 years. Instead of pencil and paper, the test will be computerized beginning in January.
They really need to get into one of our adult education centers, and I would say that they need to get in Monday or Tuesday of this next week.
Monday or Tuesday are good days to sign up at the nearest adult education center. State GED Administrator Janice Hanlon tells me no more tests will be given after December 13th. They'll be making way for the new exam that will be more challenging. It will be an in-depth assessment that measures test takers' college and career readiness skills. Hanlon says that shouldn't deter the 18% of Arkansans who don't have a diploma.
Economically, it makes sense for the person to go in and get a GED credential.
And it's dollars and cents that Charo says he's missing out on. He hopes passing the test reels in the dough. In Saline County, Dustin Barnes, KARK 4 News.
Starting in January, those who want to take the GED will also have to pay for it. Right now, it's free. Leaders will meet next week to determine how much they'll be charging for that. Turning to money matters this evening, it is one of the most emotionally draining purchases you'll likely ever make. We're talking about planning for your loved ones or for your loved one's funeral, if not your own. If you're like most people, you probably haven't given much thought to the final purchase. But prepare yourself. The cost of dying has never been more expensive in Arkansas. And for the first time, KARK is getting access to information you need to know before you ever buy.
The general consumer is not necessarily going to know that.
They're going to know now. So what would you tell them?
Join KARK 4's David Goins tomorrow night at 6 for a look at the cost of dying and what you should look for before selecting a funeral home.
And we are live in downtown Little Rock, about to give away this brand new car in just a few minutes and making Arkansas's family's miracle come true. Join us live as we give it away. Watch the whole surprise unfold coming up.
And temperatures warming up a bit today across Arkansas after yesterday's record cold highs in the mid-30s. We're all the way up to 48 today. 34 is where we started our Tuesday. Don't get too used to those milder temperatures. Another blast of Arctic air is already moving into the state. We'll let you know how long this one will stick around in just a couple minutes.